We are back with The Spark and our wonderful guest of the week, Joy Nazzari from DNCO. And this is the bit where we have a bit of a giggle. I'm not suggesting we didn't have fun on Monday, Joy. Gosh.
We did. We had a great time.
We really sort of put the world to rights, I think. Talked about a lot of things. I felt like we could have carried on for another hour.
Well, we will. We'll have to. We'll have to separately. We're having
without microphones.
Without exactly.
It is genuinely really lovely to chat with you. You've been a really lovely friend of Creative Boom for 16 years, and it's just really lovely to chat with another creative who's passionate about what they do. But I want to know, Joy Nazzari, what's a hill you die on when it comes to creative work?
It's really boring, but it has to be commercially right. I really defend to the death whether something's actually going to work for the client commercially. And I'll tell you really quickly, many, many years ago on Twitter, when I was on Twitter, because I probably technically am still on Twitter, but I haven't opened it in years. I remember someone being really sad that a famous, maybe infamous, I don't know, a fish and chip place changed their signage from something gorgeous to something really tacky. And I replied and said, but have their sales gone up? And I got such a terrible backlash. And of course I'm not a heathen. I loved the sign before. It was deliciously beautiful. But also, did their sales go up? Because we have to remember that our job, very often, we're not artists. We're there to help our clients have an effect of some sort. And if we're not helping them have that effect, that's the hill I will always die on. I want the client to have a success.
Yeah. I just want to know how they cook their fish and chips, what they put them in.
Yeah.
It's a bit controversial, but there's only one way to cook fish and chips. But
really? What is it? I've learned something. What is it?
I mean, I'm going to really offend a lot of people, but it's got to be animal fat, hasn't it?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do it all in vegetable oil now. It's just not the same.
Okay. Well, I'm down with that.
It's very bad for you. Very bad.
Is it?
But so good.
I love that.
So good. There used to be a really controversial T-shirt on. Do you remember Threads?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was good fun, wasn't it? For years, it was
good.
The go-to T-shirt place.
Yeah, that was good. I'm sure I did that.
Oh, did you get involved? Did you get one?
No, I'm sure because you could do things on it, couldn't you?
Yeah. You could
I'm sure
submit
I did that.
Designs and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I had a good friend called Matt who had one of the T-shirts and it just said, "Meat is murder, tasty, tasty murder."
Yummy murder.
Terrible.
It's very clever. I love that.
I'm gonna get cancelled. What's a medium or discipline you secretly wish you were good at?
I have a very secret desire that a few people know is actually a really serious one, to be a graffiti artist. I want to do street art. And I have the thing, I know what I'm going to do. And one day I'm going to do it. So it's something I want to do. It's an area I'm planning to expand into secretly. Yeah. You'll never know, but I will do that. That's a big secret.
Wow. What's stopping you?
Very little. In fact, the founder of Global Street Art, I went to a really woo-woo away thing with him in Somerset. And a bunch of us all stayed in yurts. And it was during the pandemic, actually. It was right when we were allowed out. Mm-hmm. And I pulled him aside and I said, I have something I really need to tell you. I really want to be a street artist. And he was like, well, what's the matter with you? Just go, here, I'm going to tell you the wall you need to go to where everyone's allowed to play. And I said, I know, but I just time and whatever. And then I told him the idea that I had, and I have a very specific thing I want to do. And he sent me what I needed, and paints and cans and everything. And I still haven't done it. So,
who was that, by the way?
Lee Bufkin. He is amazing, and he's got incredible energy. He's also got this amazing archive of crazy shit in his studio, which is worth going to see.
I'm going to go and see him.
It's super well documented. I think everything in mass, in multiples of anything, starts to become very beautiful. And he has multiples of a lot of really random stuff like, I don't know, lunchboxes and kooky sunglasses. And I'm making this up, but he's got collections. I think he must buy collections of things online. And then he's got these crazy collections. It's incredible. He's an amazing dude. He's also, I believe he's like a PhD from Oxford or something. He's the coolest, smartest guy I think I know. Lee Bofkin, wonderful dude.
He really is. He magically ended up in, I would say magically, didn't appear, but he randomly ended up in one of my first vlogs on the YouTube channel.
Oh, no way.
And I was just blown away by him. And he was just really selling the global street art organization and what he did. And I just remember stopping him and saying, "Do you ever sleep?" And he was like, "Not at all."
No. He's got more energy than the rest of us.
He's great.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You bring him onto your podcast. He's amazing.
I'm going to. 100% going to. And I'm also going to go down and see their HQ because he said I could. And I've not taken him up on that offer yet because,
you'll love it.
Time. And it's only really been the last couple of months that I've started to get really better. So, yeah, it's on my list, on my ever-growing list of things that I want to do next year.
Very good.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Go and do that street art.
Yes.
When did you last feel completely out of your depth and what happened next?
So when we won the London Overground naming tender, I think that was probably a moment where we all thought, whoa. And actually, I remember Simon Udall, who's our head of strategy, went to the top floor where our studio was in our last, we've moved studios, but in our last studio. And he kind of went, ding, 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 I have an announcement. And you could see he's just like, we've won the London Overground and naming, which, in all of us, it was a simultaneously like, wow, and like, holy crap, this is scary.
Amazing.
And I think the weight of responsibility, I don't care about legacy. Like, it's not a thing that I care about personally, but I think the feeling of responsibility of you're going to put something into the public realm that's going to be there forever. And it will be there forever unless something really weird. And maybe Nigel Farage, I think, could, try and reverse some of those things, but that would be so lame of him that I'm not even sure he would even stoop that low. But, that felt simultaneously exciting and super scary. So that was a biggie.
Well, that is an epic project to have taken on. And how did it go?
We think it went better than we could have ever hoped. So we were answering a very specific brief, and we did that. We did that job, we think, very well. Of course, that the brief was written by the Commission for Diversity in the Public Realm. So the Daily Mail had already written all its articles before we'd ever done any, 5 minutes of our work. We were always going to get, because of the way the brief was set up, that it wanted to bring up Londoners' stories. It was very unlikely to have be given a pass by the Daily Mail. So they obviously jumped up and down quite a lot. But we've had the amount of positive feedback and positive energy we've had from the project, people feeling like they see themselves in the stories. That's been, honestly, it's really pretty moving stuff. We did a huge breadth of work. We really collaborated very strongly with Londoners. We're super proud of that job. And also, it's a really unusual brief. I can't say enough, like naming infrastructure. Boris Johnson, Crossrail goes live, and it's like, I'm calling it Elizabeth Line because she's my mate and I want to call it Elizabeth, and that's it, job done. This at least was, quite an interesting to commission naming of infrastructure is really, really deeply unusual. So from that perspective, it was amazing, fun. It was super cool. We learned a lot on that project. And I think, it's there, £6 million worth of signs. The Daily Mail loves to say that we got £6 million. I just think, if we got £6 million for doing those names, that would have been incredible, but no such luck.
You'd be retired.
Yeah, I would probably. But the money, the budget was for signage, which was going to be changed no matter what happened. So I'm massively proud of, and it's led to quite a lot of work with the public sector generally. So it's been great.
Amazing. Proud.
Very proud.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, what's a guilty pleasure you defend to the death, Joy?
I like having a bath. I really like having a bath.
That's so British then. Bath.
Bath. I know. I have been here 25 years. I like having a bath. I love having a bubble bath.
But
I
bath,
love having
we say
a bath.
bath up north. If you said bath.
I know. I'm an American. I'm not even any of those things, but I say bath or bath. So I like having a bath. Yeah. Bubble bath. I love it. I feel completely okay that to get myself through the pandemic, occasionally at lunchtime, I would actually get in the bath to be able to just, reset
and cope.
And of a Friday evening, if there aren't any plans, I like a bath. I think it's great. Some people say it's gross. I don't care. Like, you have a shower afterwards. Having a bath, there is just something really soothing about, and no phone. You just be alone with your thoughts. Oh, this is something actually I really have a thing about. I read it somewhere. I think it was a joke, actually. It was a joke. It was a comedian who said the reason why we have mindfulness now is because no one has time with their thoughts anymore. Like, you have to book time to be mindful because, you're on your phone. And so you're not being mindful if you're on your phone. But in order to have mindfulness, you actually have to have time where you're just alone with your thoughts. And the comedian is really inappropriate and says, like, in the olden days, we used to have a crap without our phone, and we used to wait for the bus without our phone. And it's a brilliant piece of comedy. And I don't know who the comedian was, but like, chapeau to that guy, because it's really great. So if I have a bath, I don't do it with a phone. I just sit there and be alone with my thoughts. And I defend it for the mindfulness reason. But also, it's just good. It's just, it's indulgent. It's a cheap, almost free indulgence is having a bath. So there you go.
Do you like watching, if you are doom scrolling, do you like watching those crazy TikTok or Instagram reels where people have like made a real kind of like, it's AMSR kind of thing?
Oh, yes.
And they just, do like a kind of weird, like I saw one recently, it was like a Christmas bath.
Oh, yes. So I don't go for like the full ambiance. But I actually don't have one right now, but one candle, I'll go for that. I'm usually really scared, with my long limbs that I'm going to knock it over. So right now it's like, La Roche-Posay, there's a particular soap I like that, I put in, gives me a few bubbles. I'm in there for probably half an hour, and that's it. That's the luxury.
Perfect. Sounds idyllic. I might have a bath this weekend.
Yeah.
I haven't had one for ages. In fact, when I had my back injury last year, I hate baths because I get too impatient and I get too hot.
Yes.
Because I always like make it scaldingly hot. And then I'm like, I last 5 minutes and I'm restless and I'm like, no, I've got to get out.
Yeah, I do it scaldingly hot and then I have to put my limbs out. So
you do that. I made all my friends laugh because I admitted once, when you have a bath, you've always got to have a jug next to your bath so you can fill it with cold water and pour it over yourself. And they all burst out laughing. And I was like, what? Doesn't anybody else do this? And they were like, no. I'm like, that's how you stay cool. And I always have the window open.
That's so funny. Yeah. The window open, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I couldn't have a bath last year because I had a back injury.
Yeah.
I couldn't do a lot of things. And it wasn't until probably a good 12 months that I could sit with my legs stretched out in front of me.
Wow.
So by the time I could technically have a bath, I wasn't bothered about having a bath. But it's so funny when you can't do something, you kind of think, oh, I wish I could have a bath.
Do you know, this is something we didn't touch on in our first half.
No.
But, and this is a secret, I think I wanted to be a secret, but it's now not going to be because I'm about to tell you. But
oh gosh,
2 Christmases ago, I had a hip replacement.
Oh my goodness, you poor
and
thing.
I did it on the 15th of December so that basically I could come back, the first week of January, like nothing happened. Yeah. And I thought, my mom said, look, it's a breeze, darling, don't worry. You're not, you'll be up and doing cartwheels straight away. It's a breeze, which was a lie, by the way. It is not as straightforward as it sounded. It's a whole freaking hip. But what I was going to say to you is having a major injury or a big operation and suddenly having a handicap is what we used to call it in the old days, but that sort of lesser ability, that is really life altering. It's amazing what a change that makes to you as a human being in the course of your workday or home life, it's hard. It's a really big struggle. It's debilitating. And especially if you can't see it. So if you're on the tube and you've got a back injury, or if I've just had a hip replacement and you've got like young 20 somethings walking like right in front of you, it's really, wow. It is. So I feel this lesson that came to me. It's like, oh, I can see what's coming down. One day I'm going to feel really insecure with, if you're not stable or if you're injured, crowds and things, that must be so difficult if you have a non-visible disability. So anyway, that's a learning, I think. Maybe did you have that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was just going to say. And also you realize how important it is to stay strong and mobile and keep moving. And you've got to look after your physical health. But the other thing, which I have now gained from that, the biggest lesson, there's loads of lessons, but one of the biggest lessons is when I'm out and about now, I am more aware of people than I've ever been. I've always thought I was quite a compassionate, open person who, you know how they say you don't look at anyone on the tube and you don't talk to anyone. Yeah, sorry, that's not going to happen. I'm a northerner and I am who I am. I'll occasionally smile at people. I used to talk to them as well. I've managed to sort of nip that in the bud. But
I haven't. I know everyone on my train by first name. I'm the weird American who speaks to everyone on the train.
I don't think that's weird. I think it's weird that people don't speak to each other. But I also understand that when you're in a big city and there's lots of people, it's just an efficient way to survive. But it's, you spot pain. You spot people in pain. You notice people hobbling. You notice people sort of bent over. You notice people being a bit slower. So you have a even bigger capacity for kindness and compassion because because you're going through pain yourself. I've got pain right now. It's taken me. It's been a very long road. It's 21 months post injury, but you learn to move around in the world a lot more with a lot more kindness and just awareness. And I really do see this whole episode of my life as a blessing, not a curse, because it's made me a better person. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I just think of what you've achieved in the last 21 months.
I think,
gosh, I've got even more respect for you than I already did. It's amazing.
Yeah,
well done, you.
I carried on. Well, the drugs helped.
Yes, yeah. They're quite good.
Actually,
very dangerous.
Very dangerous. It was a drug called gabapentin. I was only on it for 2 stints, 1 2 weeks and 1 3 weeks. I was absolutely off my face, Joy. It was like the 90s again. I was absolutely pickled. And there's a picture of me in a pub having my first pint in a pub after about 4 months of this injury. And I was grinning my head off. I had no pain. And I thought I was fixed. And actually it was just these mind-altering drugs that I think gabapentin's meant for epilepsy or something like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
But they've discovered that it helps block nerve pain as well. So I was just like, shouldn't have been there, probably shouldn't have been sat because I was still very sort of fragile. But my God, the drugs worked.
Drugs are good. The drugs are good. I slipped a disc in my neck, my cervical spine. A few years back now, and they put me on a series of things. One of them, they basically said, if you were in America, they would cut you open and do surgery straight away.
Yeah, but they go in through the front, don't they?
Through the front, exactly. He was like, I don't want to do that to you.
No.
And I said, okay, I'd rather not do that either. And he said, what we do in this country is we wait and we see if it goes away after 3 or 4 months. And I was already getting a loss of sensation in my left arm and fingers.
So I was like pain.
And I had a lot of pain, like tons of pain. I was laying down in the office, like on a sofa like this, and people were, it was a terrible time. Anyway, he put me on a load of drugs, one of which was Valium. I can't remember what that's called here, but whatever the Valium equivalent
Mother's
is here.
Helper.
Something that ends in Pam. It's diazepam. Diazepam, that's the one.
Diazepam, yeah.
Yes, or lorazepam. One of those Pams. Anyway, yeah. Delicious stuff, that stuff. Oh my God.
It's amazing.
It was amazing. So he gave it to me for a period of time. He said, when you no longer feel pain, you need to stop this straight away. So I did that. And he said, now that you're recovered, you have a chance that you're more likely to do it again. And sure enough, about a year later, I had it again and I went back and he's like, great, here's some naproxen, which is like ibuprofen. And I was like, okay, cool, but can I have the yummy stuff too? And he went, no, I won't give it to you. And I firstly, I loved him for saying that. And secondly, I was like, screw you, man. Like, I'm in a lot of pain here again. And you're not going to give me the stuff that makes the pain manageable.
Yes.
Anyway, I really appreciate that about British doctors are less, they're not going to hand out the addictive stuff as easily. In the US, obviously they do. And so we have this crazy opioid crisis in the US. The doctors are compensated for dishing it out. Like they get rewarded, basically. They're basically salespeople. So that's a huge problem in North America. It's, I think, less so here because you go to the doctor and they go take some paracetamol for that, crushing pain you have.
I remember going to the physio and it was just as I was in so much pain. And it was just when I was discovering from my scan what had gone on. And she just said, she was just so blasé about it. And so like, oh, you'll be all right. You'll be doing yoga again one day, and actually in hindsight, I think that gave me strength. The fact that she was so not bothered about me and that it was like a very common injury. And it's just time, unfortunately, time and patience.
Yeah. What you need to hear is there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And if you don't, I can't imagine how crushing and hard that is. And obviously a lot of people suffer with that.
It was tough, but here I am and I'm doing everything again. I'm going to have a bath. Maybe I'll put something funny in it, I don't know.
Put some candles on.
Oh, definitely. Okay, so this is an unusual one. What's the oddest compliment you've ever received?
In Japan, I got called long a lot. Oh. You're very long. You're very long. And I think, and they were always like, wow, you're very long. And anyway, my husband, it was 14 years ago, I remember, because my eldest was a baby with us. And everywhere I went, it was, you're very long. So my husband loves to remind me of this and anytime someone calls me tall, which they do regularly, he'll say, you're very long. So so I really enjoy that. I think that's quite funny. You're very long. So I can't be called tall without me thinking you're very long.
It's my brother's nickname, apparently, one of them, because he's 6'8". So you think we've got it bad, but he really suits it. He's gorgeous.
That's cute. I love it.
Yeah, I'm actually the shortest in my family, by the way. Anyway,
that's amazing.
I know. What emoji do you overuse?
So the emoji I have, for some reason, adopted for myself over the years is a black heart. And it's not because I'm black-hearted, by the way, but it's just the red heart looked too cheesy and too girly. And DNCO has always been a bit black and white, and I sort of liked it. I don't know, why didn't I adopt a white heart? So I adopted a black heart and started using it. And then, of course, the black heart is what you put when things are sad. So unfortunately, I need to move away. I need to move away from the black heart, basically. But it would be the black heart. Joy is the black heart.
That's the most unusual one we've had so far.
Oh,
so I love that. Yeah, I love it. I wasn't expecting that. That's great. But it works for every scenario. Have you figured out you can do stickers yet on WhatsApp? And there's a sticker a few that I'm quite obsessed with. But the Barbie that says "Estoy bien." So "Estoy bien" in Spanish means I'm doing fine. Yeah. But it's like disaster Barbie, where she's like makeup all down her face and her hair is like this. And so when, if a girlfriend says to me like, oh, hey, how are you? I'm like, if I'm really busy, I'm like, estoy bien, There's a character that we grew up with that started those impossible beauty standards.
Yeah.
Did you have a Barbie? Did you look after it? Or did you cut its hair off and draw on its nipples?
I did all of those things. I definitely had Barbies. I had lots of Barbies. And I definitely went through a period where I cut their hair, for sure.
Yeah. That's why I love the film Barbie. Oh, it's so true. Good. Weird Barbie.
Yeah, weird Barbie. Yeah, exactly. But that's why the Estoy Bien Barbie sticker is my go-to WhatsApp sticker. Unfortunately, I think it says something about me, actually, that I'm using that maybe too much.
No, I love it. It's great. I'm just looking forward to receiving it myself.
Send it to you.
Yeah, do it. What's the most recent photo on your phone?
Last night, I went to see my youngest son, Jasper, perform, and he was playing the bass guitar in a little band. He's 11. And so the very last thing is videos and photos of me zooming in to him up on stage, and his little face just looks so happy. pure bliss. No better feeling, I think, for a parent than seeing someone feel fulfilled like that. Yeah, awesome.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Now every episode we always get a question from the previous guest. And last week we had Matt Baxter from Baxter and Bailey. And he asked this question: what practice, artifact, or technique which is now extinct would you bring back?
Well, this does date me, but I think probably I would love to see us just generally making physical mock-ups again. It was really fun, scalpeling things, everyone cutting stuff up, sticking things together. That whole mock-up world was fun, but it's when people get the knife out, I run to them. I'm like, hey, I need you to just spend 5 minutes with me so I can train you how to use a scalpel. Like this is a thing. You're going to cut your finger off otherwise. And I had to, in the early days of DNCO, we had to do that all the time, basically teach people how to use a scalpel. Less so now, so we're making things less. But that's probably not the thing. I have a nostalgia for making those mock-ups, but it's probably not the thing I would bring back. I think the thing, and it goes back to some of the conversation we had earlier, but the thing I really, really miss, I have a really strong missing, is Friday afternoons in the studio.
Oh, yes.
Oh, man, I miss that so much. So what would happen? Well, firstly, Ben Dale and I, from the very beginning, we always had lunch on a Friday. It was a massive, massive thing for us. It wasn't like lunch with beer, and it was just lunch. We would go out, the two of us. We went to a place in Maida Vale called Amoul, which is this amazing Lebanese family-run place, and we would have lunch together. It was a time to sort of stop, kind of not celebrate, but just enjoy that it was the end of the week and things that had happened in the week. Take a moment, yeah. And that grew and grew and grew, and it became Friday lunch. It became a really big deal. But then coming back to the studio, still had half a day to go. The music was always much more poppy, much more silly, fun. And then there would be like a 5 o'clock trolley of beer or anything else. I didn't care if it was a cup of tea, but there was just a levity that we have to manufacture that. We do work, we try really hard to create these sort of moments, time at the pub together, etc. But the natural rhythm of winding down the week together with a beer at your desk, or a glass of wine, or a cup of tea even, there was something, and I know it's very Gen X of me, and I know it's really nostalgic.
No, it's good. It's what we had.
It's what we had, and I really miss those days. I miss those days because it was everybody together, right? So now on a Friday, I was in the studio last Friday, and there were 4 of us, and I bought everyone a special cookie from a local bakery, because I was like, it's just the 4 of us. But, 4 is a really small number. I loved the vibe, poppy music, silly music, really, almost unacceptably so, and a beer. It was a nice thing. I miss a lot. Matt, do you miss that too? I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss those golden days, and they were special. And obviously the world's changed, hasn't it, in the meantime? But have you seen the Instagram account? It's TikTok as well. Rob Mayhew.
Oh, I love him.
Isn't he great?
Yeah, I feel so seen by him.
I know, same. He's so fab. I love that he did this very thing recently about, what was it, like a Gen X telling his younger work colleagues what Fridays used to be like in the office.
Yeah,
and
I
was just like, oh my God, I was like almost crying.
I know,
because he really captured it. If you've not seen that, I'll dig it out and I'll send it to you.
But I really love him. He's brilliant. This is what I love about working with creative people, is their ability to spot things like that is phenomenal. It's lovely. So yeah, he's a joy to follow. I really enjoy him.
Right. What's your question for the next guest, which will be the lovely Chris Wilson, a graphic designer in Glasgow?
Okay, Chris. When I need to get myself into a different headspace, and sometimes I do, and I think as a leader, you recognize you have to bring the energy and you have to be there and be in the right mode, whether it's for a pitch or for your team. I go to music. That's where I go to shift my energy. And I have a few tracks which create like a Pavlovian effect on my brain and jumpstart me into a new mode. So my question for you, Chris, is what do you do as a leader to manage your energy? And if it is music, then show us your tracks.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a brilliant one. Okay. Well, Joy, that just leaves me to say thank you so much for being a guest on the Creative Being podcast. It's been a real honor. It's been a real joy.
Oh, thank you. It has been a real joy for me too. Thank you so much.